Guys,
Repeat the same glass again.
kidding me.
Tell you glass.
So, we just wanted to do a kind of like how we did last time. Just some developing news today. Obviously, this morning, E.J. Montgomery decided to declare for the NBA draft.
Sorry.
Yeah, I put that video up like a little bit, probably like an hour ago. If you want to see my thoughts, you can see them there. Obviously, I support and will cheer on it and root and support any Kentucky player that comes to Kentucky. But I'll say when I disagree with the decision, and I disagree with this decision completely. I can understand when you're on the board somewhere and you're possibly going to get drafted. I can understand that. But E.J. Montgomery, from like the resources I use, isn't within the top 150 recruits, and it's just not. I don't know. It goes without saying, but when you're not in the top 150 prospects, that's kind of hard to go, and it just kind of tells me that he didn't want to stay another year. He didn't want to go to school for another year, and he just wants to go to the G League or overseas, and then just work his way to the NBA that way. Which, hey, a lot of guys do that, but I just disagree with it. Would have loved to have seen a junior, or was that a junior? Yeah, would have loved to have seen a junior E.J. Montgomery. But yeah, that's really all I wanted to say on that one. Can you actually even given your thoughts yet? I just wanted to say, and Nick Richards decided to leave. Nick Richards declared for the draft yesterday, which was Wednesday. So this is back-to-back days. We just lost Nick Richards and E.J. Montgomery.
Yeah, as far as EJ goes, definitely very disappointed. Was really shocked. Came down here and he said EJ was gone. I thought he was joking, but no, it was serious. And it seems like Kentucky, just everyone leaves, and this is just a year where we're going to be back working from scratch. Get Brooks back, and that's our oldest player. Well, we'll get other players, but as far as staying in Kentucky, and I definitely think EJ was all right. He played fine this year, like you mentioned. He was doing in NAM one machine, and I really do think that he was really a Richards. Him leaving now is like Richards leaving last year because he made such a big transformation, and I think that he could have stayed and turned into a Richards next year, but for him to leave now is just so frustrating, and it's just ridiculous because we had so many people leave. The fact that he's leaving too is just beyond frustrating, and I think he could have definitely stayed and had a major transformation like Richards, and I would have been like, oh, where was this guy all this time? And then he comes out like Richards did last year, just absolute transformation. I was hoping that's what he could have done, but unfortunately he's leaving. And just like a lot of the players. So back to square one, and hopefully we can get some guys to flip and stay.
Yeah, I was going to read a couple stats if I can find them here. I thought I had some stats. Yeah, so basically this is the last thing I'm going to say on the impact of E.J. Montgomery leaving. I want to get on some more positive stuff because there's actually a major developing story that just happened an hour ago. I'm going to talk about right after I say this. A couple developing stories, honestly. But because E.J.'s gone, we've lost our starting five and our sixth man. 96.1% of our starts in general for last season, 92.4% of minutes, 94% of points, 84% of rebounds, 98% of its assists, 92% of steals, and 91.5% of blocks. So that is really hard to lose that much. And if anyone's able to bounce back, it's us. And that's just some crazy stats I want to read off there. But onto the more positive side of things. There was some developing story last night about Terrence Clark, who is our top-rated recruit in our number one recruiting class for next season. He's the number 4 overall prospect on 24/7 Sports. And there were some rumors going around that the G League was targeting the top prospects, and I mean they do this every year, but they were specifically targeting like 4 or 5 guys in the 2020 recruiting class, and Terrence Clark was obviously one of those guys linked into that story. And who else? I think Isaiah Todd, Jalen Green, and both those guys have decided – well, maybe not Jalen Green, but Isaiah Todd definitely decided to go overseas. I'm not sure if he's doing the G League, but they were offering these guys up to like $500,000. And I got worried. I'm like, we cannot lose this many guys to the pros like this and then also lose our top-rated recruit. But Terrence Clark – came out today. It wasn't when I screenshotted this. It was 3 hours ago, but this is probably like 5 or 6 hours ago now. But he said, "BBN, don't worry. My loyalty never changed. I'm here to stay. Can't wait to get on campus and get to work and chase number 9 with my brothers." So that is some great news to hear right there. I don't know how I forgot to mention that in the video with E.J. Montgomery today. we were outside. It's not good setting. But yeah, so Terrence Clark is locked in for the time being, and I believe he really is locked in because he was just saying yesterday, retweeting stuff, saying we're coming. I was not worried in the least. I just got a little bit worried when I heard all these people saying this stuff, and knowing how that's a lot of money for a kid to see it to turn down. But I'm glad he's going to stay locked in and ready to go for next season. So I just wanted to touch on that because that story got shot down fast. That was really cool of him to do that because he could have sat there and let that drag for a few days and just taunt us. But he came out and just put it to bed immediately, which I really, really appreciate that out of him. Already I'm a big fan of his for that, just that alone. The next piece I want to say was the biggest development of the day. I mean, this isn't – it's hard to say it's the biggest. It's just the most positive. Besides that there's a guy named Jacob Toppin, who is – you might recognize that last name. Obi Toppin is the guy who was the National Player of the Year for Dayton this past season. He was unbelievable. Wow. But his younger brother, I had no idea this was even an option for us, but we were linked to him today as he just released his top 3. He played for Rhode Island last year. He's going to be a Rhode Island transfer. He'd be a sophomore next year. And he released his top 3 of schools that he's going to be transferring to, and we're in his top 3. He's a 6'8", 190-pound guy. I'm not very impressed by his numbers. Obviously, this is a guy that I'm hearing the sources I'm hearing from are telling me something that I really, really like, and it's about trying to add depth with a guy that's a long-term deal where he might accept his role as a bench guy, but maybe work his way into a bigger role through his years here. That's music to my ears. Someone that would stick around and just be there for depth. And I mean, he's no slouch. I mean, he averaged 5.1 points per game last year in his freshman season, and that's Division I basketball. I don't know what conference Rhode Island's in, but Rhode Island was pretty good a couple years ago, whatever year that was. And he also averaged about 4 rebounds per game. So Jacob Toppin, 6'8" forward, we're in his top 3. Now, I'm not sure. I mean, obviously, top 3, that's a big deal. The other 2 teams were Oregon and Iowa State. I just heard of this guy today. So this is definitely some insane news. And now I'm going to get into this next part, which is obviously we're still waiting on Matt Harms, the big 7'3". I'm forgetting how much he weighs. 250.
When's he assigned?
Well, we don't know when he's deciding, but obviously Matt Harms we're still waiting on, and then Greg Brown, who we know is deciding April 24th. So, in my opinion, those Matt Harms and Greg Brown, that's a must. Both of those guys, we got to get at least one. I'd love to get 2, but if we can get one of those 2 and land this Jacob Toppin, that's a pretty solid additions for next year's team. That's 2 big guys. And out of Matt Harms and Greg Brown, those are 2 guys that I think are ready to come in and make an impact from day one. Jacob Toppin, I'm not sure if he would come in and make an impact from day one. He might be a solid sub guy to come in for the bigger guys on our team, but it's obviously size, and we need some centers. We need some big guys. I was going to read off for our roster next year, the sizes that we have right now across the board. The 2 smallest guys are our point guards, Devin Askew, the freshman, and Davion Mintz. Those guys are both 6'3". Then as you go up, BJ Boston Jr. is 6'6". Then obviously, and Dante Allen, I'm still not saying he's 100% back yet, but I haven't heard anything different either way. So I'm assuming he's back. I mean, I wouldn't see why he's not. He's a Kentucky kid. I think he cares about Kentucky. He's 6'6" as well. And then Keon Brooks Jr. is 6'7". Terrence Clark, 6'7". That's a 6'7" shooting guard. That is – I need to see this guy in more videos. I've not seen much footage on him, but he looks like an absolute beast. And then for our bigs for next year, the one small forward, Lance Ware, the small forward, Cameron Fletcher, who's 6'9", and then 2 power forwards in Isaiah Jackson and Lance Ware are 6'9" as well. So obviously we have some size. We're always going to have some size, but we don't have that one centerpiece, I believe, that we need in order to compete for a national championship next year. Obviously, there's some length. The guard play should be decent, but it's going to be young guard play. But if we land a Matt Harms or a Greg Brown, that really is a big deal. I'd love to get both. I know Quan made a good comment, I think it was yesterday on the Nick Richards video, saying could we get both Nick, or saying he thinks that we might get a surprise in Greg Brown. If we got Harms and Greg Brown, I'm not sure what Jacob Toppin's going to do, but that wouldn't be a big deal if we didn't get him and we got those 2. But if we can get one of those 2 of Matt Harms or Greg Brown, and add Jacob Toppin. That's another combination there. So it's nice to have another option at least. It's not just those two. Because I'll be honest, the Greg Brown's recruitment, I've been following that, and everything I'm hearing is all Texas. But again, I made this point. No one really knows. A guy named Joshua Christopher was like locked in for Michigan, and he just committed to Arizona State a couple of days ago, or maybe yesterday. So no one really knows about recruitments most of the time. Yeah, he's from Texas. I'm sure a lot of hype's going around there. But us losing this many guys, and especially Nick and EJ, I don't see why not. If you're a center, why would you not want to come? I mean, he's not even a center. He's a power forward. Why not come in and compete? There's not many guys that you're going up against right now at the moment as far as centers go. I just think the more the merrier.
He's 190, Jacob Toppin?
Jacob Toppin is said he's 190 pounds.
He's like really skinny.
I mean, that seems pretty skinny to me. I mean, I weigh 220.
Because the 7'3" guy weighs 260,
250, 260, something like that.
Yeah.
So that's why I mean his size is pretty good. 6'8". Yeah. So I mean 6'8" is pretty tall, but the 190 is a little bit concerning. But that's why I was reading. It seems like we would get him as a bench, a guy for depth. Which every time I hear that, it's like music to me. But I never believe that because it's hard to find those guys anymore. And
nobody stays.
If that is a guy, that'd be awesome. Because I'd love to have a guy like that, a quality bench player like that, that's willing to like develop and work on his game, and at some point become a star by his senior year. Because like I said, I forgot to mention this. Jacob Toppin, in order to play next year, I thought I read this right. He might need the NCAA to approve this one-year transfer rule that they've been talking about a lot recently, which sounds like that's going to get approved. But knowing the NCAA, I'm not banking on anything out of them. So there's a possibility that if we got Jacob Toppin, he might have to sit out next year. Yeah. But they might be adjusting that, from what I'm hearing at least.
They might, if the NCAA can do anything right.
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, like I said, I've not heard of Jacob Toppin until today. And honestly, I got an update, and I was like, is this women's? Or why am I getting this update? Like, or obviously it wasn't women's because it's a boy name. But like I was like, what in the world is this? And I was like, is this year or next year? And it was just kind of crazy to get. It's really good news because we were down to just two options in Matt Harms and Greg Brown. Now it's three. And like I said, we're at 9 players. 9 of you include Dante Allen, which I know a lot of guys are. I just hate doing it until I hear an official statement from him or the school. So, yeah, 9 guys. If we can get one of those two, Matt Harms or Greg Brown, and then Toppin, that would be 11 guys. There's no way we're getting 12, but if we can just get 11, that is an awesome number. And it's going to have to be 11 if we lose this many guys. When you get a bunch of guys back, then you can live with 10 guys maybe. But when you have to replace everyone, that you have to get a lot of bench players, a lot of players that could possibly make an impact later on. So where I'm at right now is I really hope we land Matt Harms, and I feel like we are. I mean, if you're Matt Harms, where else do you want to go to compete for a championship, show off your game with absolutely no competition for your spot right now? There's no one playing center right now that would outplay him, unless Lance Ware comes in and takes over, which I think Lance Ware is good. And he looks like a center to me in some ways, but I need to see more footage of him in Division I basketball. So I think we land Matt Harms, if I had to guess, and Jacob Toppin. It just happened today, so it's way too soon for me to just say I think we're going to get him. But if the fact we're in his top 3, who knows? I mean, the fact no one's mentioned it is kind of crazy. Then again, he did just enter the transfer portal like 2 days ago, so it's not like many people. That's not like many people even knew who we were going after at this point. But yeah,
I think if you came into Kentucky, you definitely have a lot of space since so many people have left. Mm-hmm. And if you came here, you definitely want to be threatened by talent coming in, because if you come here, then you stay a year, then you'll be you'll be like the favorite player if you just flip and stay. I mean, because everyone leaves, all the depth we had, all the experience and depth we had in that team is just gone, all of it, and it's just ridiculous. And if you come here and stay, then you're going to be remembered, and if you stay, everyone's going to leave, so you'll definitely stand out.
A good point to add on that is Nick Richards. I've been to a few games where Nick's played, and it's something really special to sit there and just the crowd cheers for everyone. Kentucky loves all their players, but there's certain players that we really you want to cheer for more. And I remember one play, Nick Richards got it, and he wasn't playing much, but he came in and he did a post move layup, and the crowd, like, you just felt the energy just lift up to like a 20 out of 10. Like, it was just so like amazing. I can only imagine as a player just to feel that many people like supporting you and wanting you to do well. like before he even scored, we were all cheering, and I don't know, it's just something really special that it's hard to describe. But it's just like he stayed 3 years, and it's like he feels like a senior. I mean, he was almost a senior. He would have been a senior if he stuck one more year.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
that would have been nice.
Yeah. So really, the new developments for today, just to kind of recap, if you just got in here, Terrence Clark is locked in and ready to go to rock the blue and white next year with his tweet he put out. I'll read it again. BBN, don't worry. My loyalty never changed. I'm here to stay. Can't wait to get on campus and get to work and chase number 9 with my brothers. Gotta love that. He's been a very vocal. Honestly, this whole class, I'll give him this. They've been a very vocal class on Twitter and the stuff I've been following. They're always constantly saying BBN. It's saying it's time for 9. I mean, I've seen some players do that, but not this many in one group, which is kind of really cool to see.
Yeah.
And to be honest, the last time I saw this much interaction between commits was the year we had the Harrison twins and James Young and all them. So we'll see what that does. But
yeah, speaking of a Terrence Jones liked a UK reactions post. So
yeah,
there's some reach into a famous Kentucky player right there.
And much more minor news. My Twitter account we've gotten a few likes from previous players. We got Terrence Jones just liked 2 things last night. Andrew Harrison liked something, and then Josh Harrelson he didn't retweet, but he commented saying best game ever for the Ohio State dunk that we have in our room here. So that's pretty minor news, but it's something it's UK related.
Kentucky legends for sure in our mind.
Yeah, definitely.
Harrelson's hanging on our wall.
It is.
On the picture frame on the wall.
But yeah, we've covered most of the stuff we want to do. I mean, really, the big thing was just adding the new target into the mix, and Jacob Toppin. I had no idea about this guy till today. Just got the update. I'm still doing a little bit of research on him, just based upon his numbers and his size. That's really all I'm going off of. I haven't seen one clip yet, so just take what I'm saying for granted, or take what's the thing I'm trying to say? Take what I'm saying with a grain of salt, because I need to actually watch footage. He's played 1 year in Division I basketball, and at this point, it's just nice to see another name in the mix, because as much as I want to land both Matt Harms and Greg Brown, the realistic view on that is probably that's not going to happen. But who knows? I mean, you never know. A couple weeks ago, I said with a straight face when I was talking to my family about like who's going to come back. I honestly thought for a second that we could possibly get everyone back, even Maxey, just because I heard like they were crying after the last game, or after like the season ended and all this stuff, and I was like, maybe this means a lot. And I mean, obviously, it probably meant a lot to a lot of these guys, but the fact that we just didn't get anyone back except Brooks, it just makes. I mean, that's how I am every year. But I legitimately thought that we were going to possibly get everybody back. But we're where we're at now, and this is a new situation, and you never know. I mean, I'll have a closing statement in a second, but we have the number 1 class coming in. A lot of stuff to get excited for right there.
No, hey, I just chiming in, BBN. I know Kenny's here. I'm stepping in his place for a second to throw in my commentary. I'd say I'm frustrated, but it's kind of just become who we are. I think every year we're going to deal with losing guys, because with Cal, I think he's a great coach. He's great for the job. He draws in a lot of good talent every year, which is good. It's not only a good eye candy to watch play the game. I know they're very good young men, which is nice. And he's doing what he does best. He takes them in, turns them around, and gets them where they want to go. And, UK basketball, yeah, I want a little bit more. But for them personally, I'm thrilled for them. I'm happy that they're making what most of us can't. Tyler Hero is a great example of that. In our opinion, we think if he goes to Wisconsin, he's probably there 3 to 4 years at least. He goes to UK and he's gone in 1 year. There's a lot of guys more than not deserve to go. And obviously I think all of them have the talent to go, but obviously anybody that's done this knows it takes more than talent. Some of the guys that have left, I'm not mad at them. I just think that they are not ready to go. And in saying that, that's just my simple opinion. But there's a lot of people out there, like I know Jake has said, that EJ and Nick, probably won't go that high in the draft. If they'd have stayed another year, put more work in, got their stock up, who knows what happens. That has benefited a lot of players, but I also realize the flip of that is sometimes they can get hurt, and that can damage them as well. So all's good. I've become used to this with Cal being here, that every year we're going to basically have a new team. We've had a couple flashes of guys coming back. That's been nice. That makes us that much better. But I will say this as an old UK fan. I'm fine with it. I'm enjoying it. I love UK no matter what, but I would like to see more national championships. Just like Alabama football, I know they commented on that, and Kenny said something in reference to when you go to UK and you go to Bama, you're going there to compete against the best. That's the draw. I realize they're trying to go pro. Football makes you stay 3 years as compared to 1 in basketball. I've made those comments before of what I think about with basketball. It should be, they go out of high school or they have to stay 2 years. That's not just for them as a basketball player, but that's for them as maturity as people to deal with those environments and that kind of money. But UK basketball needs to mix in more veteran players, more guys that stick around. I know for me, growing up, and these guys have had a taste of that, when you can watch a guy for more than 1 year, potentially 4, I mean, it's just that much better. But our draw is to love UK basketball, regardless of who's out there. And honestly, with what's going on in the world, we'll be thrilled just to watch anybody play next year and enjoy, hopefully, a basketball season in March Madness. So in closing, I'm happy for him again. I'm very surprised that he's number 1 in surprises as far as going pro, but it is the nature of the beast, and it's definitely who we are. So hang in there, BBN. I hope all is well. And, hopefully we'll draw in a few more graduate transfers or find somebody else to make up the even better team to make a run for another title.
Yeah, we have at least done that the last 3 seasons now. We have hit the grad transfer market, which I'm really liking. So far, it's really worked out really well for us. 2 years ago, obviously landing Reed Travis, an absolute stud from Stanford, was really, really good for us in the year that he was here. And Nate Sestina, who I wasn't expecting him to play as well as he did, but he stepped in, and not only they're guys that aren't just good players, but they fit the role perfectly as far as like buying into the team. They never have a bad attitude. They accept whatever role they have. Like Nate Sestina, there was games last year that he didn't even play hardly at all, but he was still the first one off the bench. And he would go in for one segment and play his heart out. Like he had some foul troubles and issues going on, but he just played through. And I just think that the kind of attitude that Nate Sestina, Reed Travis, the kind of attitude that they have is just something that really can help a team out. It's something that a lot of these freshmen lack. And it's not their fault. They're just freshmen. I mean, they're just getting used to the college scene, guys that have been around a while. And I just think that just meeting Reed Travis, the 1 second or the 2 minutes that we actually met him, they just seem like great guys. Like they're grateful for where they are. They come in appreciating, like a guy like Reed Travis playing at Stanford probably didn't have anywhere near the kind of treatment that he had as a Kentucky basketball player. Like guys asking for autographs at restaurants. I mean, I can only imagine going from one environment like that to a blue blood like Kentucky. It's just, I just hope we keep finding more seniors like them. And if Davion Mintz or Matt Harms or any of these guys, if we possibly get them or anything like those two, it's just going to mean a lot of good things for us going forward, because those kind of guys are the reason why if we do win a championship here soon, it's going to be because we have a guy like that stepping up or at least being a leader on and off the court, which is what they've really done a good job doing recently. But, yeah, those were the only thing I want to talk about today was just Terrence Clark shutting down the stupid rumors going around about the G League stuff. Did not appreciate that with all this stuff going on with us losing players. That was just horrible news last night, but I'm glad that got shut down. That's pretty mature of him to do and shut that down immediately. I'm glad he didn't buy into that, because a lot of guys in the 2020 class are buying into that. Like Isaiah Todd, I forget the other guy's name is, but other guys are going to the G League. So, yeah, right now we are looking forward to next season. I'll keep you guys up to date with like the stuff coming here soon. Like obviously Matt Harms, I don't know when he's deciding, but I assume he's going to want to end that soon. So I really don't think he's going to cut it down to like a top 5. I really hope he doesn't. I hope he just sets a day and says like, I'll do a live stream from here to here and just say what's going on. But yeah, let me see here. Greg Brown obviously is April 24th. We are doing a live stream for that. I'll put the announcement out for that soon. But here, let me hit the comments here for a little bit. What do you want to say something?
No, Jake, I agree with him. We'll look forward to whatever's coming. I know he's going to hit the comments here. I know Mick, I don't know if he's on the comments or not, but he was all concerned about the G League comments. So I'm glad we got that taken care of for Mick.
At least, yeah, for Terrence Clark, he shut it down. He did shut it down.
Let's see. Looks like we got Mike and Lee chimed in.
Yeah, let's see here. Karen Martin says, this is crazy almost every year who we are. Lee Martin, the portal is apparently full, so Cal has options. That's very true. That's why this Jacob Toppin guy, I like his name a lot, but I can't believe we didn't even hear about him until literally, I didn't hear about it until like 2 hours ago. I didn't even think. I thought it was a glitch. I had no idea who this guy was because I check recruiting probably 5 times a day, and I've never seen this guy pop up at all. I mean, obviously, I recognize his last name because his brother was an absolute. I think he was the National Player of the Year in college basketball for Dayton. But yeah, I agree. We got 3 options right now as far as guards go. I think we are done getting guards for next year. If you're really asking my honest opinion, I would love to have 5 guards, but I think we are done with where we're at. We have a grad transfer in Davion Mintz from Creighton, and then the 3 incoming freshmen: 5-star Devin Askew, 5-star Terrence Clark, and 5-star BJ Boston Jr. So we got our guards are set, but big-wise, we need to add a big-time piece, either Matt Harms or Greg Brown. I want to add both, but we have to get one of those 2. And then now that we've heard of Jacob Toppin, if you add him as like a final back bench piece, I'd be very, very happy about that. So that's where I'm at right now. Michael Martin, what up, Big Jake? What's going on, Mikey? Good to see you in here. Hoping for some good videos to be coming out here soon. Hey, right now, if you're watching this, some of these people you see in the comments here, you're going to be seeing them a lot in past reaction videos. I'm going to touch on that right now. I just put out a poll seeing what videos you guys wanted to see come out soon. All the reactions from 2014 on, I had the Michigan game up on my channel. They will all, from the Michigan game on, like the Wisconsin game where Aaron Harrison hits the buzzer beater to win it, the Connecticut game, not just wins, like every tournament game from 2014 on, I will be putting on our channel in a lot of videos. Like I'll do the format of the full game reactions and then the bad play reactions. I may put together very small moments too, like just the buzzer beater reaction, just the Poitras dunk reactions, just stuff like that. If it's worthy of its own video by itself, but you could also find it in the full video too. So there's just so much stuff to come for the reactions. I mean, it's just so frustrating because they're all on DVDs, and I have to rip them off the DVD, get them into an MP4 file, and then put it on my laptop, and then I edit it. So there'll be a ton of, trust me, there's hours, there's days of footage to come. So just stay tuned on that.
Landon's in the chat. What's going on?
Landon, let's see you, man. What's going on, man? And then let's see, Movie Mania. Brooks is my new favorite player. Yeah, I know. I can't believe who would have known the guy said effing Brooks is going to be the big time leader. I always knew he'd be really good. So Movie Mania, good point there. Lee Martin, what's going on, Lee? Good to see you too. Yeah, both Mikey and Lee, you are going to be making a major impact, and Mick. All those guys are making a major impact on this channel. And
here's the people that made it happen.
Yeah, they were the ones that made it happen. You will hear their sound bites at the end of each video, and as well as you see them in the outro. Every outro I have right now is Lee Martin walking down the street with chicken and beer before the. I might do a trivia, but that was actually before the Buffalo game in the 2018 tournament. That's kind of a fun fact. Got the tenders. Michael Martin, Unga, Galunga. Karen Martin, so you got that going for you. Another Caddyshack line there. Lee Martin, big hitter. Karen Martin, good job. Jake and Kenny, love the feed. Landon Markin, next week I'm hyped for the NFL draft. I'm excited for that too. Yeah, Landon, I'll comment on that right now. You asked if we were doing a live stream for that. We're thinking about we could. We want to do a channel for each of our teams, and if we made one for our NFL team, we would like to do that live stream from there. But if you guys want to do, I'll put a what's it called, a poll up and see if you guys want to watch that with us. Because if I get enough people wanting to do that, I will definitely do a live feed for that for sure. Or maybe I'll just do a live feed about some news about Kentucky, and like that. So yeah, I'll keep you updated on that. Michael Martin, here's the swing with bow-legged women. That's good Jaws line right there. Mountain Warriors, agree, Movie Mania, Brooks. Lee Martin, camera adds 10 pounds. Hey, well, some of the camera shots are different. The ones from the old camera look different than the ones. We have a really good camera. I will say that a lot of the footage up until the 2019 tournament is going to be with the camera you see in the Michigan game. But from there on, from the 2019, I think it was the Wofford game, we'll have all HD footage, even though we messed up the Wofford day for some reason. It wasn't focusing for some reason.
Yeah,
but it's going to be.
That was my fault.
I can't wait.
That wasn't my fault.
No, it was just the camera. It's the first day. But really look forward to a lot of cool HD stuff once we get caught up with all the games. And then Mountain Warriors, looking forward to the NFL draft as well. Hayden Gaming, what's going on, Hayden?
What's going on?
Good to see you too. Lee Martin, as a matter of fact, camera adds 25 pounds. Landon Markham, I'm ready. Number 17 pick, Dallas Cowboys. Oh, you're a Cowboys fan? That's nice. Hey, they always have talent. They still have Zeke and Amari. I think Cooper's stuck. Didn't he sign a deal there, I think, to extend his deal? Let's see. Landon. BJ Boston is your favorite player. He looks like a stud. The footage, I was a little bit I wasn't underwhelmed, but I was like, is this guy, like, I don't know. I was just getting a weird vibe, but obviously he's getting put on, like, major lists, and I just need to see him. There's been times where I've misjudged certain players, like a guy like Tyler Eulis. I remember I was really underwhelmed, and then obviously you saw how he came out and played. So it's hard to judge a guy off how he looks in high school. Same with Ashton Higgins. I did not like the way he looked in high school, and he turned out to be a very good defender, and even though it didn't end as well, a pretty solid player for us. Mountain Warriors, go Browns. Yes, that would be – I'm not gonna say that yet because I don't know if I'm going to do those channels yet, but we have tons of reactions. If you guys like our Kentucky reactions, the Browns reactions are almost the exact same, if not crazier in some aspects, because we get pretty intense in those games too. We're not a big fan of NFL referees if you watch the footage. Then Lee Martin, woof, woof, go Browns. How'd you like the new jerseys? Did you see the throwback jerseys? They look pretty cool. Landon Markham, somehow I still am. There have been some tough losses, but hey, at least you're getting to the playoffs every now and then, or actually being talented. You could be a Browns fan like us. Lee Martin, Brooks will take leaps and bounds. I agree. He was already starting to show leaps and bounds there at the end of the season, particularly against Florida. But I think he could have a breakout year next year, and he's going to have to for us to be as good as we want to be. But yeah, Landon Markham, last thing here, Greg Brown committing to us would be the biggest upset since we got Kevin Knox. I agree, 100% right there. That Kevin Knox one, it was like the day of the Kentucky Derby or something. Maybe it was Kentucky. Maybe it wasn't that. But I was walking upstairs and I just literally got an update. When I read it, I was like, my heart almost like stopped. I was like, are you kidding me right now? This guy was like 85% to North Carolina and then 15% to Duke. Like, are you kidding? Then Landon Markham, I'm just hoping to make the playoffs. Everybody's doubting us. Yeah, ignore. There's a lot of Cowboys haters. That's what you get with the best of the best, the most like known teams. There's like a lot of people that support them, but then there's a lot of people that just love to hate them. There's just teams like that. Just like Kentucky basketball. A lot of people either love them or you hate them. It's just how it is with those kind of teams. But yeah, guys, really appreciate everyone coming in here. Wanted to just close with saying, yeah, the title of the video isn't the most positive. I'm just reporting what happened today with EJ going pro. Losing a lot of guys. It's obviously a big blow for next year. But we have the number one recruiting class coming in. Some absolute talented players, really absolute studs. We have, as of right now, a grad transfer in Davion Mintz, who looks like a very good guy. He looks like he's humble, ready to come in and make an impact. And obviously some stuff to come. There's some major additions to come. We have to add at least one more. But if you're asking my opinion, I think we're going to add two more. Just be ready for that. I don't want to call it right now and jinx anything, but I really think we're going to get two more. I don't know what two it's going to be, but we are going to add two more. It's going to happen. That's my call right now. And then I do want to say one more thing. I did put I put a poll out saying what video you want to see next. It looked like everyone the majority voted for the dunk mix, the best dunks in the Cal era. I was going to do one video for that, but then I started to find footage for that. I was watching the 2012 game at Florida with Anthony Davis, and I was 5 minutes in, and I already found 4 awesome dunks, and I was like, this might not be one video. So if I leave any dunks out, this is going to stretch into like a 50-part series as far as like when I upload these. So be ready for a lot of those videos to come. It's not going to be all in a row, but just like in the future, like I'll say, like, right, this first one's going to say part 1, then part 2, stuff like that. So yeah, there'll be a lot of dunks to come, and hopefully you guys will like that video. I'll put that out Saturday morning, so stay tuned for that. Then let me just catch the comments really quick. Let me see. Landon Markham, America's team because most loved and hated. Yep, exactly. Very true. Then Landon Markham, if we can make the playoffs, we have a chance. Oh yeah, you guys always have a chance. You make the playoffs, you have a chance to do whatever you want. Just gotta win that big game and keep it rolling.
Control your own destiny.
Yep. And then Lee Martin, thanks Jake for keeping up to date on Kentucky potentials. I can't keep up. Go Big Blue. It's hard. I mean, usually it's just recruits. Now you're throwing in a whole new a whole new area of grad transfers in the transfer market. It's just it's recruiting times too. And let's see. And Landon Markham, we may get what is his name? Jacob Toppin. Yes, Jacob Toppin. That just came into the mix today. So, like I said, I only know of just his size and his stats from last year at Rhode Island. He'd be a sophomore next year if the NCAA allows him to transfer over like a 1-year deal, which is like
anything right.
Which is what I'm hearing they're going to make that rule go into effect. But they've also said a lot of things like that, and it never goes into effect. So we'll see what happens. It's a new name just to keep an eye out for. You never know. And then Lee Martin said, and Kenny, good job, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
appreciate that.
It's his channel, but
Landon, we need Matt Harms. We really do. If you want my honest opinion, we need Matt Harms. I would love to have Greg Brown, but we need Matt Harms. So that's where I'm at with that. I'd love to take both, but like I said, we are going to get 2. That's my call. But I've made a lot of calls before and they haven't happened, so we'll see what happens. And then Lee Martin dunks Rex in Louisville back in the day. See, okay, I will. That might be a separate video because there's a ton of dunks in the past that I want to put in the video. Like this one Saturday is going to be just dunks in the Cal era, 2010 and on. But I will do a throwback video which will include the best dunks of all time in Kentucky history. That way, it'll really narrow down the ones in the Cal era, and there'll be a ton from the past, especially that one right there, Rex in Louisville. I will make that I'll make that a set thing that it's going to be in the video at one of the most hype moments in the video. Just be ready for that. And then someone else is in here. Bryant, what's going on? I don't want to say the first part, else I get shut down. Landon Markham, he put his 3 teams: Kentucky, Iowa State, and Oregon. Yes, those are his top 3. Yep. I mean, I don't know where he's from. I mean, obviously his older brother played at Dayton. I was surprised to not see Dayton on that list. But yeah, if he's anything like his brother, which don't expect an Obi Toppin. I'm not expecting that. But he is his brother, so obviously he's a basketball player. He's 6'8". He's got to be talented. His brother's got really good genes, so he's probably got the same genes going through him. And yeah, like I said, I need to watch more footage on more film on him and get a better read on where he's at and like how he is as a player. But yeah, Lee Martin and hopefully Dakota, if you're in here, I'm trying to not say that as much. Lee Martin, Derek Anderson dunks. Yeah, there'll be a lot of Derek Anderson dunks too, and Jamal Mashburn. There's a lot of guys I'm forgetting right now. There'll be a lot of cool dunks for that all time. I can just tell that all time.
What was the thing? Well, were you saying? Yeah,
I know. Dakota said I was the CEO of Sing, but yeah, which I didn't realize that until he said that, and then when I'm editing videos, I'm like, are you kidding me? How am I saying this many times? So I think
I'm the king of Sing, definitely.
So that's my goal as a talker here, as a speaker, is not to say that. So. I almost said so. Landon, last year I was raged. Dallas Cowboys maybe raged. Hey, I can understand that. I can only imagine if the Browns were in the playoffs and they lost that many ways brutally like that, I'd be losing it too. And Karen Martin, agree, Lee, BBN. Thanks to everyone for coming in. Really appreciate it. It was kind of short notice. I wanted to say it earlier, but school is insane right now with everything being online. A lot of projects. I have to present 2 things tomorrow for just one class. But my classes will be over in 2 weeks. So once that's over, I'll definitely have some more time off to just focus on this and get better quality content out to you guys. So yeah, I'm trying, but we'll see. Hey, a lot of news right now. There's a lot of guys we're waiting on. 3 guys in particularly. I'll keep you guys up to date with like updates. We'll do some live streams. Definitely a live stream April 24th, which is not next week, but then the next Friday. We might try to put the sound of the guy committing next to the camera. Next to the laptop. Now, if he picks the Texas, we'll still talk about some stuff. And basically, yeah, just that's where we're at right now. So I do have a Twitter. I keep forgetting to put in. I'm gonna copy and paste it into the chat one time. It's just UK reactions. Just another way to communicate with you guys. If you guys want to comment and say stuff there, it's just UK reactions. I think it's UK_reactions. So let's see here. Landon Markham, Jason Garrett. I'm glad he isn't a coach for me. That's right. He's gone finally, right? I think he is. Then Landon Markham, you don't have online classes. That's awesome for you, man. Really happy to hear that from you. It's not fun. It's just a lot of, if you ever do, just keep things written out and have a good schedule, because if you don't, it's so easy to forget things. And I've almost forgot a few things. That's one piece of advice I'll give you for that.
A lot of emails.
A lot of emails. Always check your emails, or else you might have a really frustrating moment. But everyone, thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it. Once again, short notice. I'm going to try to set these things more in advance, especially that April 24th one with Greg Brown. That'll be way in advance. I'll do it like 12 hours in advance so you guys can see and get in here if you want. But thank you for coming in. Hopefully for some better news here soon.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we've lost about everyone from last year, so hopefully it's just positive news from here on out. And then let's just put together a team that is equipped to make a deep run in March and 21 tournament. And like my dad said earlier, let's just get some sports back, because we all need sports to watch and just cheer on our teams. And yeah, Landon, I will definitely update you if we do the NFL draft. In fact, we'll I'll comment out to you if we decide that, and I'll make sure we do. We'll let you know for sure. And then Lee Martin, keep attaching these to your own Facebook feeds to grow channel. Yes, that's why I just started the Twitter things, just to reach more people. I think it's been working a little bit. It's nice to reach more of the BBN. And Lee Martin, a draft show. We honestly we're at this point, we're probably going to do it. It may not be called just that, but it will probably be maybe a roster update / watch the draft with us or something like that. We will definitely do it. And then land in peace. I'm gonna close it off. I'm still working on these closings, but yeah, thanks for coming in, guys. Really appreciate it. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. Stay tuned for a lot of content to come. And go Big Blue. Go Big Blue.
Yes.
See you guys. See you guys. Go Big Blue.